Hi, I'm Randy Robison. This is Life Today TV. I have with me Korie Robertson. Her husband is Willie Robertson. You probably know them from Duck Dynasty. And today, you're going to get a little duck wisdom. Welcome to the set.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I want to hold up your book, Strong and Kind. This is some wisdom and some important character traits we need for our children. Why are you writing about children?
Well, I'm a mom first, and we have lots of kids, as you can see on the cover. We definitely have a full family, have a full house, and I get that question a lot about raising children. And while certainly we are not the perfect parents by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have a little bit of experience. Our oldest is 26 now, and our baby's 12. So we've been parents for a little while now, and hopefully we've learned a few things along the way. And if we can pass on anything, and really it's just about giving our children to God from the time that they're born to the time that they're grown. But
yeah, that raises a important question. Have you had any real challenges with any of your kids that have caused you a lot of heartache? I fortunately have not. I have 4. Mm-hmm. I see other people that go through these struggles. Have you guys faced any tough situations?
We're so fortunate. We just have really great kids. But of course, we've got middle schoolers right now. So I've got, some not doing their homework and saying, "Oh yeah, I did it, Mom, I did it." And then you check it and they did a few of them, but not all of it,
Right, no, typical drama.
The typical kid things. But no, we really just are real fortunate to have great kids.
And that's what everybody wants, I know great parents whose kids have gone off the rails. Mm-hmm. So they have their own free will.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
As a parent, I think that a lot of people want to know, okay, what can I do? Mm-hmm. I realize it's not totally in my control, but what can I do to get those characteristics into my kids, especially early, later, if better than never, so that they don't have to learn the hard way about life?
Well, I think a big part of it is just being intentional about it. I think a lot of times when you ask parents what they want for their children, they might not even know, and I remember I was at that point when I was a young mom, and I was at this Bible study, and this lady said to us, she's like, what values do you want to instill in your children? At that point, I was kind of thinking, I'm just trying to get them fed and get their diapers changed. We're just trying to survive here. But then all of a sudden you start thinking, oh wow, I have I'm tasked with getting these children to adulthoods, and what kind of adults do I want them to be? And then, then you it all comes back around, and you're like, okay, if these are the values that I want my children to have, then these are the values that I have to actually live. And then it becomes really personal.
Yeah, does it? It make you change any of your ways?
Absolutely, yeah. It makes you be conscious about how you talk and how you treat other people, and how you, if you're trying to teach your kids compassion and kindness and all those things, and you're not living it, you're not stopping to help the neighbor or the person across the world that needs help, then you might not be really instilling those values in your children.
Yeah. Do you feel any kind of pressure, since your family is well known now? Do you feel like you're under the spotlight sometimes? Do you feel like people judge you by your kids?
Well, we've really just tried to live and be who we are and be real from the very beginning. We certainly don't even pretend to be perfect, but of course, there is the spotlight, and people do comment, and they make judgments about whether or not you should let your kid do that or whatever. But it's really, I tell the kids, I'm like, it's not about what everybody else thinks. It's really your relationship with God, and if you keep that right on, then you're going to be all right.
So pick one of these traits. Let's look at one of them. There's several of them, several good ones, but pick one of them that you want to speak to, that maybe parents can start being more intentional about as they raise their kids.
Yeah. Well, one thing that the first word in this book is strong, and I think that people get confused about okay, you want your kids to be strong. What does that mean? But really, when I talk about strong, I talk about I want them to have the strength of knowing that when God is for them, who can be against them, and that strength that comes from God's power that lives in them. And I feel like when kids are confident in who they are and whose they are, they know that God is for them, God is with them, that He's gone before them, then they have the confidence to go out there in the world and be risk takers and be leaders and step out on faith and do things that, maybe if you didn't have that strength and knowing that you have God living inside you, you might not do because you'd be scared to say, oh, but what if I fail, or what if or what if someone says something, doesn't like me or whatever, but you have that strength that knowing that he is living in you. And then also the strength that knowing that we're going to face tough times. All our life is not going to be easy. Just because we have faith and that we love God and he's for us doesn't mean our life on this earth is always going to be easy. So there's going to be tough times come. And, I wanted our kids to have the strength that knowing that even when those tough times comes, they're still going to be able to stand and they're going to get through it.
Yeah, you mentioned faith, and all you guys, all the Robertsons, mentioned faith. What exactly does that mean to you? I mean, because faith can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. I mean, is it faith in faith? What exactly how do you guys define that in your family?
Well, I think it affects everything in your life. And when you have faith, your faith is not in yourself. It's in something much bigger than yourself, and it's in God, and it's in Jesus' Son. And whenever we have that type of faith that we know, then what can we not do? I think that a lot of times we, as Christians, we put our faith and Christianity into this little bitty box of rules and what we can and what we can't do and all that, where faith that God tells us about is something that can move mountains. It's powerful, it's big, and it's full of love and goodness and mercy and grace. And sometimes, on this earth we want to try to define it as this small little thing that we can kind of wrap our hands around, but God defines it much bigger than that.
Good stuff. Strong and Kind. The book is out. It's available. Go get it right now. And also you can follow the Robertsons, Korie, and all the others at duckcommander.com. And then you've got a website just for the book?
Yes, strongandkindbook.com.
Strongandkindbook.com.
Download some sample chapters and find out a little bit more about it.
Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Check that out now. And you can see Korie on Life Today. You can watch that show at lifetoday.org.